Welcome to another episode of Big Brain MMA Podcast, episode 67, UFC Kansas City Holloway versus Allen. I'm your host, BigSteve. Like usual, full-time MMA gambler. I brought a special guest back, MMAGigaChad. If everyone remembers, one of the most memorable podcast episodes, I would say. One of the best cards, Andrade versus Aaron Blanchfield. I think you had a pretty good night, mate. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm doing good. Yeah, I had a good night. Tracked was like over 10 units, but I won like 20 on the night. I'm hoping for another night like that. This is last minute, but we'll get it done.
Beautiful, 10 units. It's been a while since I've hit even 6 units. Yeah, man, thanks for jumping in. I was going to do this solo, and then I thought, there's a few fights I'm missing, and I thought, why not bring someone on that can fill in the blanks, Then it's a little bit more, I feel more prepared.
Sure.
Thanks for doing that last minute. It's literally half an hour notice. If we don't have too much opinion, we'll move on. Just a quick recap for me. Back on track. I think over 3,000 with PFL. I needed that with some annoying bets and whatnot. Join the Discord if you want. MMAGigaChad is in there. If you want to make fun of him for his drinking habits, he's in there. But other than that, I'm thinking I probably will shut it off at some point. I don't want. It's kind of good right now. I don't want too many people in there, so jump in while you can. If not, it's all good. Doesn't matter. All right, let's get to the first fight. It's 11 o'clock at night for Mr. Chad. So Jocelyn Edwards versus Lucie Pudilová, people's main event. What is there to say? I understand why Lucie is the favorite, right? She seems like she's going to wrestle now. If one of the boys from the Discord, Captain Cheesecake on Sherdog, Captain Contrarian, or whatever it is, kind of the Contrarian, he just changed his name. I'll give him credit. Really good names, though. Really good names. He likes Pudilová because she seems to be grappling more. And I went on Instagram, and 21 weeks ago, she did get a purple belt, and she is competing. IBJJF, bronze there. Which, bronze is like, whatever. But then I got a bronze last time I competed, and I submitted 3 guys and lost to 1. And I somehow got a bronze. I was like, surely that's a silver medal there. But yeah, it's just weird. So, yeah, she seems to be grappling a lot, man. I saw that Wu Yan fight, and I was impressed. Some of those back takes. And Wu Yan, she's a bit of a scrub, but she's not that bad. She's got a decent grappling, I don't want to say game. Decent grappling habits. She's got good submission defense. She didn't get subbed by Bruno Silva, Mara Silva. She showed some good transitions. So she might be taking her jiu-jitsu more seriously here. But even then, with that massive hole in Edwards' game, it's like you tape it and it's like, oh, is she gonna cover this line? Money's coming in on Edwards, which I guess even though she has bad takedown defense, she still kind of does all right, to get up and whatnot. But yeah, I don't really have any strong takes here. I don't know if I want to risk my money on this. Unless more money keeps coming in on Edwards, my hand might be forced.
Yeah, similar thoughts. I mean, after watching Jessica Rose Clark, take down Edwards and basically, I won't say run a clinic because it was still a close fight because Jessica Rose Clark is terrible. But you can't get taken down and controlled like that by her and then have me risk my money on you. There's a lot of fights. It's a great card. I don't think you have to waste any money on this one. So maybe if the line gets real tight again, people want to pour money on Edwards, like you said, maybe worth a stab on Pudilová if it gets close to evens, but I'm happy having $0.
Fair. We're on the same page. Like you said, even that Rose Clark actually went for like wrestling the whole time, and she's a lot more physical. And still, whenever Edwards got up, she was stealing margins with her striking because she's good at getting up and kind of trying to steal rounds after she spent some time on her back. But yeah, let's move on. Alrighty, Gaston, Bolanos, Aaron Phillips, 2 guys that just kind of wandered their way into the UFC somehow. I've got a bit of a take on this one. I like Aaron Phillips as a dog. There's obviously a bunch of red flags, away for 3 years or whatever it is. Let me just double check now.
Almost 3.
Almost 3. Yeah, that's a red flag. I mean, not being that good is another red flag. But yeah, if you look at his topology, he had 4 fights scheduled, and only the one against Yanez he pulled out with an injury, and then had 3 fights scheduled in 2021. Right, Cameron Else, Chris Moutinho, and Jonathan Martinez. All right, so I'm seeing a little pattern here. He pulls out when it's a tough matchup, and when they give him a can, they pull out. But yeah, he's also a striker, I would say. He's a southpaw. He's got a snappy body kick. He's got the way better footwork, and he's a lot more scrappy. He's a black belt. On the other side, you got Gaston Bolanos, who's apparently a Muay Thai dude from Bellator. They've been trying to build him up, and didn't go that well. And then all of a sudden he's gone, and now he's in the UFC. So maybe someone can fill me in on how that happened. But yeah, his low volume. He is technical. He's a decent striker, you can tell. But it's just nothing I see from him fills me with confidence, especially minus 200 confidence. He's fighting the who's who in terms of bums. His losses are to Daniel Carey and Solo Hatley Jr. Solo Hatley Jr. is the guy that got knocked out in 10 seconds by Austin Lingo on the regionals. All right, that's the only reason I know his name. And he got wrestled there to a split decision. To me personally, it was a 30-27. But anyway, he does seem to have decent takedown defense and get-ups, but it's just like when you get him down, there's nothing really off his back. And then he rematched Daniel Carey and knocked him out. So it's a bit of a risky fight. He does seem like he has more power on the feet. Definitely seems to be more equipped to be a better striker, I guess. But yeah, as soon as if Phillips clinches up with him, or there's a scramble, or they end up on the ground somehow, like this guy has really good ground and pound. His jiu-jitsu is impressive. He goes straight to mount, straight to back control. He fought off Jack Shaw for a bit. He reversed him. He's got a good overhook judo throw. That's how he gets on top when people clinch him. He just does the Shimogari or whatever that is. I just fluked that. And once he gets on top, he just unloads with ground and pound. So he's very scrappy. If he gets up on top of Bolanos, I don't know how he's going to cover this line, man. So yeah, it's a dog or pass for me. Obviously, I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Money still seems to be coming in on Bolanos. It seems like a very low-level fight, and I'm struggling to see why Bolanos is a minus 200. If you look at his record, who's better than Phillips? Carey, Hatley Jr., Nathan Stolen, some Gutierrez dude. None of these guys are better than, and yet he's minus 200. So yeah, maybe you can fill me in, Chad, or is this one that you didn't tape?
No, sorry. Unfortunately, I didn't get to tape this one, but I'm kind of wanting to tape it after hearing your breakdown. So I'm definitely going to look into this one after. I knew it was low level, but I didn't get around to taping this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, you probably wouldn't get much from it. I'm just really not impressed by Gaston. All right.
Speaking of low level.
No, this is high level, mate. What do you mean? Let me address some comments because I left the boys. The fans are always in here. George and Nara, the best collab. There you go. You do have fans. What's up, mate? Always
Thanks,
in here.
George.
Dushka, what's up, buddy? This guy this is one of my friends. This guy looks like Johnny Walker heaps. If you can stalk him somehow. Kurt, the man. My Polish brother. Fuck, I wish I wasn't working tonight. Yeah, just who needs work, bro? This is work right here. Taylor makes some money. Herb Dean, the gold standard. I heard this dude, Gaston, eats 5 dozen eggs. Testosterone levels must be sky high. Is that all? Dude, I eat 10 a day, mate, minimum. And yeah, it doesn't do shit for me. Anyway, next fight, Bruno Brazil, Denise Gomez. I'm a bit nervous that you haven't taped this one as well, mate.
Myself. I mean, yeah, not particularly, but I mean, gun to head, I'll play Brazil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think both are low level. Like we were saying, I think Gomes sucks. I think there's slight upside on Brazil, but I mean, I would have to tape to really go into it. And I wasn't rushing to do this matchup. Same thing with the the previous one. It wasn't at the top of my, plate. But yeah, gun to head, I'd play Brazil just based on what I remember of the two of them.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Did you know that Bruno Brazil's nickname is the special one?
Makes sense. She's special to me.
Does that change your opinion? Does it make you want to rush to tape the fight?
No, but I will tape it shortly after I tape the previous one.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Look, I taped it because I saw some drastic line movement on the fight.
On Gomes' side.
Yeah, which makes sense because I actually tried to fade this Bruno Brazil chick on Contender Series, and she made me look like an absolute idiot. There's the stuff that I saw on her tape, against Yasmin Castaño, who's a jiu-jitsu girl. Look, what it comes down to, I feel like Bruno Brazil is a bit more mature in her career. She's 30 years old, or maybe 29. Let me just double check. 29. She seems to have a game plan down a bit better. She's a long striker. She kicks from the outside, variety of kicks, spinning wheel kicks, which both these girls do. Body kicks, and that's what she does. And occasionally mixes in takedowns. Seems to have good jiu-jitsu. But what I saw is she can be taken down. She likes to clinch when she hurts girls, which just little red flags here and there. But her style works. She's got power for a girl. And on the other side, Gomez is just a little bit more raw. She's 23. She was 22 when she debuted. I mean, who fights at 22? Like, if you go back to her career, her first loss was 2017, so she was 18 years of age. So that's crazy. No, she's got power. She pressures. She seems to have okay jiu-jitsu. I'm pretty sure she's a purple belt from memory when she was fighting in Contender. And pressures, and she's a bit hittable, but she's going to fight for your money. So I've been tossing up. I taped it, and I see people, willing to play Bruno Brazil now. Even, Pepe jumping in here. Wouldn't come on the podcast, but he's, happy to tune in. But yeah, I looked into it, and it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, she seems more mature. She'll fight on the outside. She can probably keep Denise at bay. But then it's like, what if she can't? Because Gomez will pressure. She will crowd her. She will look to clinch up. Thanks, Pepe. They're both purple belts. And, I see some people say, Gomez has bad takedown defense, but based on what? Not being able to take Loma, look for me. Like, she's got very good takedown defense, unless you go for her legs, like Lucie. But if you clinch up with her very strong hips, I thought she did all right. I thought she held her own. Lost the unanimous. I think it was a 29-28. Maybe you can correct me. But yeah, a 23-year-old girl with power and a purple belt, and she's gonna fight for your money. What happens if Bruno Brazil gets a war? I think that's where she's gonna go. Revert back to a regional tape. The one, I think it was one fight before her LFA. Giesa Veloso, yeah, she's just like, trying to go for guillotine. She's ending up on back. She's getting head and arm thrown. But yeah, it's just either way. I feel like, I feel kind of safe-ish with the favorite. And then I tape Gomez, and it's like, no, this is not a fight that I want my money on.
It was 30-27 on 2 cards for the Loma fight. And also, something to consider with these Brazilians is they don't usually have their cycles dialed in at 22, 23. They tend to figure out supplements as they get a little bit later into their career. Just something worth noting. You'll notice, ones that come off layoffs and they're suddenly a lot better, a lot manlier. I mean, look at Pacheco, whatever the fuck. Something to consider with these Brazilian girls. 23, she's not hormoned the way up. My opinion.
Right. Denise, inexperienced brawler with suffering IQ. Her girlfriend Rosa fighting next week. Cool. Yeah, like I said, she's a lot younger. She's 23, but you can expect some improvement. What I see, the worst thing was on Contender Series, she just kept throwing that spinning wheel kick when it wasn't there. That girl was a low level girl, and she really should have got out of there. But you can expect improvements, surely. I can't play Bruno at this price either. Maybe if it keeps coming in. Maybe if money keeps coming in. Or Gomez would be a good live bet. What's my boy Garth Smooks? I think it's the first time I've seen you in here, mate. I'd walk 50 km to suck a fight out of Brazil's rear. Oh, God. Yep.
No, but you're supposed... The line is, I drag my dick and balls through a mile of broken glass just to hear her fart through a walkie-talkie. Get it right. If we're going to do it right.
Chad knows.
Shout out Fit.
Now, you've taped this one for sure, right, Chad?
Yeah, unfortunately, I did rewatch Zell Huber versus Ogden. Time of my life. I wish I could personally get back because now I've seen it live and then rewatched it. Uh, Losing a 15-minute kickboxing match to Trey Ogden is tough. We just saw his return this weekend. It was also a brutal fight to watch. Kind of similar parallels there, where Ogden killed Zellhuber's volume, which is crazy because he doesn't really offer a ton of looks on the feet, right? He's got the left hook and whatnot, but terrible. And then we watched him this weekend, and he got totally neutered. He wouldn't throw anything, so I'm really low on Zellhuber, but like I haven't got around to playing Lando, but I'm close. I just Lando's approach last time out with Jourdain, I didn't hate it. Yes, he got cracked and guillotined. Shit happens. But mixing in the grappling, he was throwing volume on the feet. I mean, we're talking a 3-minute span, right? Which he can always do fine in around Lando. But I mean, just being willing to threaten the grappling and to throw strikes early, I think you'll see Lando hit a live favorite early on the live lines. So I'm close. I haven't come around fully to playing him, but God help you if you're playing Zell Huber as a favorite. He is honestly terrible. Maybe he shocks me and he comes out and actually throws strikes this fight, but god damn, I'm not playing him. I'm Lando. If anything, I'm very close to playing Lando moneyline.
Fair. It's an easy pass for me, this fight. I don't regret taping it. Didn't really get anything out of it. I don't expect as bad of a performance from Zell Huber as his debut. I think. You look at his Contender Series debut, and I think Almeida is. I would play Almeida against Lando if the line was decent, right? Or even as a slight favorite. A guy with horrible defense and a guy that cracks like Almeida. Yeah, I think he's a little bit green, Zell Huber. You see like maybe some ground exchanges, ending up on bottom, losing position. Does seem well-rounded. He makes these mistakes. And then we've seen that, whatever what you want to call it in his UFC debut, just crapped his pants. But yeah, other than that, like he seems well-rounded. And once Almeida was done lighting him up in the first round, which also shows me he has a great chin, he just came back and outstruck him, took him down, did what I had to do. I ultimately can't play Lando even at $2. It's not enough of a dog line for me. I think the dude's going to be winning. And then, Zell Huber probably just starts to drop him, starts to light him up in rounds 2 and 3, typical Lando style. It's unfortunate because I do love Lando. His style is great, but at some point you just get sick of it. Like he's not really making any improvements to me. Even in that, who's that Hawaiian guy that he fought? Yancy Medeiros. If you look at he's only winning against people that have been cut or when they give him bums. And even in round 3, then he had a sparring match and he started to get lit up by Yancy when Yancy just started throwing. So the guy just fights with his hands low. I think he can get some takedowns. So I reckon just pass for me. And then maybe if Zell Huber looks like he's going to fight like his old self, or he just loses the first round, wouldn't mind maybe a little poke on him. You can rely on Lando shooting the bed, but it's a pass for me at the moment. Alrighty. Beautiful tunes in the background. Sets the mood. What'd you say, Chad?
I was just shaking my head. Not about the tunes, about this matchup. Like, just a lot of question marks, man.
Another one you haven't taped?
No. I looked at this one.
All right, you go first then. Pierre Rodriguez versus Julian Roberts.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of question marks here. You have a new weight class for moving down, especially as a woman, is always concerning, right? Not that she was particularly big, fighting at flyweight, but you just never know. A couple pounds for a woman is not the same as a couple pounds for a man. So it's something to consider. You want to see them weigh in and see if she's all right. But also, I had money on her last time out. I had her money line and sub against Agapova, and that was not a very fun round one. And even when the sub was there round two, I mean, fuck, she had the rear naked choke locked in for so long before she could put her out. I've never seen one locked in for as long as that one was locked in. I'm there like, okay, we got it. Well, and I'm sitting there freaking the fuck out. Like, how is she's not even fighting the hands. She's just there like eating the rear naked choke. What the fuck is this? She very clearly is weak, right? Maybe it'll show less down a weight class, but out of Pick'em here, where is the edge? I mean, Pierre, fuck. I mean, Kay Hansen with anorexia and bulimia was, she took her down, was struggling with her. So I don't fucking know with Jillian here, man. I don't think you have a big edge at Pick'em unless you're very confident that Jillian's going to be stronger down a weight class and whatnot. For me, I'm passing. Fuck that. I want no involvement. And I did tape it.
Nice. Well, you taped it so I wouldn't have to, mate. Yeah, I usually find that when I have a feeling on the Pick'em fight that I wouldn't get a read, that I usually end up being accurate. So I felt like that about this one, especially with all the line movement. I felt like I missed the boat. So I didn't bother. If anything, I lean pre-tape. I lean Pierre Rodriguez just because of the massive physicality advantage. Robertson is good. She's been a money train. If she can get you down, she can. Her ground game is like men level. No offense, any women listening. But yeah, it's just the apparently Pierre Rodriguez has great jiu-jitsu. I did fade her against Kay. I did fade her against Sam Hughes. I actually fade her against Machado on Contender Series too. I just realized. But that was a massive line, and she keeps taking money from me. So maybe she's better than I thought. And she's got her own wrestling. Why can't she take down Robertson here and just survive, stall, do kind of what the least athletic person in the world, JJ Aldridge, did for 3 rounds, right? So yeah, just for the physicality alone and the power and the striking and wrestling offense and defense, I lean Rodriguez. But yeah, I haven't looked into it just because pick him, and I have a feeling like I wouldn't get any edge, like you say. And yeah, there's a lot of other fights this week.
Hell yeah.
All right. I do have a read here.
Ooh.
I'm not going to let anyone steal my thunder, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're going to be the safe side.
I mean, I would fucking hope so. Otherwise, you're never coming back on the Big Brain podcast again. So, Ed Herman versus Zach Cummings. I didn't think I would like Ed Herman, honestly. I know there's a ton of value on this gigantic line, and I just thought, I'm not going to touch this washed fight with 2 guys, and then just realized that this is at what do you call it, at light heavyweight, and then realized that the last fight I watched of Zach Cummings, and I actually live bet him there against the Chirico. I realized that was 3 years ago. That blew my mind, or maybe not 3 years ago, just under 3 years ago. And then when I heard it was a light heavyweight, I'm like, this guy's always been fat. Are you telling me he can't make middleweight anymore? And then I saw the interview that says he's basically been retired this whole time, and he's just coming back one more time because it's in his home city. He's not even going to bother cutting weight. He just wants to show his daughter how much of a badass he is as a dad, which, I mean, if she watches any of his fights, I can understand why she can't see how much of a badass he is. And then he's got 2 more fights left in his contract, but he might not even use it. He might just retire. So I'm like, sweet. That alone, it makes me want to play Ed Herman, right? And then I start taping Ed Herman, and it's he's getting the crap kicked out of him by Mike Rodriguez, just gets shut down 30-27 by Menefield. It's like, Zach Cummings is definitely the sharper boxer, right? He's a southpaw. He's cleaner. He throws more feints. You can definitely, he sets traps. And, Herman, like, what is it to say about Herman? I guess sometimes he has a good jab. His best strike is the plum knee, which he's knocked out, Patrick Cummings, and you go back to 2016 Tim Bosch, which is probably one of his best wins back in the day. But the guy's still losing split decision striking fights to, Gian Vellante and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you just have to play the number, right? Like he's 42, and then you look at Zach Cummings. He's also 38, so he's no spring chicken. I'm definitely having some sort of action on this. I already have 750 on it on Herman. I think even that, even half a unit might be too much for me on a fight like this. But I'll have to have something, maybe to win half a unit or maybe a quarter unit to win him. We'll see. Just because you have to, right? You have to. But yeah, I mean, what I will do, I'll listen to Ed Herman's interviews. Maybe he's retiring as well. Who knows? No, honestly, if he's retiring, then he might not give a shit. But if he's just in there training, because he hasn't fought since 2001 as well. Although he withdrew against Grisham in last year.
No, I'm just laughing because someone posted like a news article or a tweet saying for Zach Cummings saying this may be his retirement fight, and I was like, breaking news: Ed Herman says it may be his retirement fight too. Like, you got two ancient fucking dudes in here. I'm gonna play the number on Herman. We got a dude here that's his back was so fucked up he couldn't pick up his 3-year-old daughter, and now he's off a 3-year layoff, coming up a weight class. If we're going back, sure, Zach Cummings, cleaner fighter. He's younger, but he's fucked up from injuries. He's coming up a weight class. What is the worst that can happen for Ed Herman playing him at a number of plus 190 or plus 200? Like, well, how does that look terrible? Maybe Zach Cummings, his back is fucking stem celled up. He comes out there and wails on him, and it's over. I mean, if you bet that, congrats. It happened. But how likely is that? I think very unlikely. They both probably look like shit, and it's competitive. And give me the guy up the weight class. That's it.
Yeah. No, you can't go wrong. Like, I taped way too many fights just because I couldn't remember what Zach Cummings is good at. Like, obviously, don't blame me. It's hard. And I realized
it was a long time ago.
watching his fights, I realized all I remember is that head kick because I live bet him against the Chirico, and then I was sweating in that round 3. But yeah, you look at his fight. I watched the Trevor Smith fight, 2018, and he was a minus 350 favorite. And it was 1-1 going into the third. Right, hot sauce, Trevor Smith. Right, and you could say that he was probably more in his prime back then. He was 33. And yes, even then, and Trevor Giles fights, his coach is like, man, it's you have to get a clean round 3. It's too close. Mario Kmeto 30-27's him. And the Chirico, it's 1-1 going into the third. All right, so it's, yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Herman probably loses at 29-28. Right, and you just kiss your money goodbye, but you can sleep at night because you made an okay bet. Unless Herman gets sparked or something, which, you know what, I have a weird feeling it could happen.
Sure, round 1 just gets boxed up, clown, knocked out.
Yeah. Cummings with more power at 205, just sits on something. He's dropped a lot of people.
Yeah, not with whatever the fuck disc exploded in his back. So we'll see.
No, who cares? Well, I'm on Herman, so, and I hopefully before the end of this podcast I have some more bets because I don't want Herman to be one of my best bets. So the streak might end. The stream might end after this week. Alrighty, Brandon Royval, Mateus Nikola. I'll let you take this one away, mate, just because I took the thunder for the last one.
I'm on Nikola, minus 160. That's about the same decimal. What is that, 1.62? Something along those lines. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to explain here. Everyone knows what Royval is. He's kind of a meme. He's fun. Don't get me wrong. Hilarious. He's fun. Amazing to watch. Nikola was actually good. That's like the difference. He does fight close against a lot of people, right? But Royval's gonna walk onto shots here all day. He has to do his spazzy, volume-based nonsense, and Nikola will be ripe for the counter. I would have liked to play Nikola ITD, but he's just very finish averse, right? So I'll take the money line. I know it's moved since then, but God, if he loses to Royval, I'm gonna be upset. Royval he's made a good career so far, but he's honestly terrible. Like I'm sorry, the Kai Kara France thing is funny. I'll give it to him. He got that win. I mean, we all saw that get dropped and spinning elbow, blah, blah, blah. Moreno, shoulder injury, it didn't count. Pantoja dog walked him. Bontarin rode him like his dad for a round before dying of cardiac arrest. And then Matt Schnell. I mean, it's Matt Schnell. He's fragile. Shit happens. And Schnell dropped him. Nikola should drop him. Maybe minutes could look competitive with him throwing out spazzy volume, but Nikola really should win this fight. I'd be shocked if he didn't. So I'm on Nikola minus 160.
I'm hearing a lot of disrespect. A lot of disrespect for Brandon Royval.
Yes, you are correct.
I haven't looked into this one as much as I have. I do know these guys way too well. I mean, Nikola, back in the day when I used to think he was chinny, when he was knocked out by Dustin Ortiz head kick through the guard, and I've always thought that since. I don't know. Even without the chin issues, how can you bet someone like Nikola at this price when, he's look at round one against Tim Elliott, just backing up, falls over, loses round one. Just gives away round one of the rounds 1-2 against Dvorak just because he refuses to throw.
Sure.
And this is not just I'm not just counteracting your bet. I'm just saying
no, absolutely.
Because the line is getting steamed, right? And to me, it's just like Jesus. Like I know the Royval will pressure, and I know that Nikola will back up. That alone is, and he will throw volume. And Royval, I mean, I can't remember. I think I lost money on him against Elliott just based on tape. I definitely lost money against Kai France because I was like, this guy's going to knock this dude out. He's so hittable. And then, after he dropped him, he all went downhill from the after he got dropped.
Well, the fucking spinning elbow thing. Come on, dude.
It's a real thing, dude. It's a real thing.
I know.
And then another thing I want to correct, definitely didn't get dog walked by Pantoja. I tried to live bet him because he was taking over and he was lighting up Pantoja, who was gassing and backing up. And then luckily that was the day that I was limited on one of my live betting accounts and they rejected. They said, sorry, you can't put this live bet on. I was like, why not? And they're like, discretion, we can't tell you, typical crap when you get limited. And they declined it. And then 30 seconds later, Royval's getting re-naked choked by a gas Pantoja. And I was like, lucky. And then the Bontarin fight, he armbarred him. I don't care what anyone says. I live bet Royval there. He got an armbar and then he still won a decision. And then Schnell, it is what it is. That one of my biggest regrets there is not hammering that $1.60 under 2.5, which is better than minus 200. That should have been 5 units on that under 2.5. But yeah, I mean, he's underrated.
How did he beat Bontarin? No, I mean, listen, I'm not going to cry about the decision. I didn't bet Bontarin. It's just like what won him that fight? Empty volume off the back.
No, it's because Bontarin is like a wet blanket. So he's just tossing him around, and then he was eating elbows off his back, submission attempts, and then whenever Royval stood up, he was lighting him up, dude. He was doing the 1-2s and teep kicks, and
Royval has like a 20% striking accuracy. He doesn't land shit.
Yeah, don't worry about the stats, man. Like
not just stats, you can see it in the fights. He doesn't land nothing he throws.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks to me like he makes a lot of people uncomfortable on tape. He looked like he was melting Pantoja to me. But yeah, he is bad at giving up his back. He does have bad takedown defense, which I guess Nikola could exploit here. But it's just, no way I can trust Nikola, man. He just needs to, I don't know, he needs to have a clean fight. Otherwise he's going to get robbed here. He was a big favorite against Elliott, and it was a close 29-28. Yeah.
I'm not advocating to smash Nikola minus 210, right? There's a difference. Mm-hmm. I played a minus 160. I think that's a good bet. Minus 210, I'm not really thrilled. So, if you can get a better line live when Royval's spamming volume early, do so, or stay out.
What's minus? What do you cap him at personally? Minus 200 or better?
For him to win, I think probably minus 200 is what, 67%?
Yeah, something like that.
Probably. Yeah, probably around there. Yeah, probably around minus 200, if not a little more. But like, he's minus 210 right now on Bet Online, so I wouldn't bet it because I don't see the value. Yeah, let's say minus 200. Yeah, I think he should win 67%.
Jesus, that's big.
Well, Royval loves to. Anyway, we talked about it enough.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'm just mine. I'll probably give him 60%, which is what you bet him at, and I guess it's fine, whatever. If he ends up covering more, then you got some value. But who cares, man?
Hope he gets dropped 3 times in round 1, being a dumbass, But Nikola doesn't, Yes, I understand. Concerns.
He and I don't want to. I've talked too much about it for someone that didn't look that much into the fight.
No, it's all good.
But that's definitely something I want to look into for a dog shot.
Sure.
All right. Next fight: TJ Brown versus Bill Algeo. Do you want to take this one away? You want to let me take it away?
Up to you, brother. I did last one. I'm cool. I'll do this one if you want.
I didn't realize we're keeping scores. All right, I'll take it away.
No, I'll do it. I don't care.
I'm talking shit. I'm joking. Relax. Let me just address these comments. Herdine, JJ is a unit. She is a unit for sure. George, Zach, James Krause, Glory, Kona. Watch the closing line movement. I didn't realize he was that Kona. I thought Trey Ogden was because he's got Saif Saud in his fights as a coach. I don't know. Ed Hem is a complete dog in there, so trust him more to be less washed. Yeah, he'll fight for your money at least. David L is in the Discord as well. Very, very sharp dude. He's helped me with a few things. Steve putting respect on Raw Dog's name. Of course, mate. Someone's got to put respect on to all the Raw Dogs out there. Alrighty, TJ Brown, Bill Algeo. Yeah, betting-wise, I lean TJ Brown. Just everything, a lot of the stuff he does well, Bill Algeo struggles with. Bill Algeo, very noodly, non-physical guy. One of my favorite bets at Pick'em was Andre Fili, which I just mentioned before. I don't really have a lot of time I don't have good reads on these Pick'em fights. They're lined accurately. And this one, I looked at Fili and I said, look, this guy, he hits so much harder, he kicks harder, he's got the better wrestling, he's more physical. And he ended up hurting Algeo. And in round 2, Algeo did what he does well, which is the volume, the switch stance, and out-volumed him to make it 1-1. And then, Fili used his wrestling in round 3 to take him down easily and get his back and ride out the decision, which no way in hell should have been a split. We've seen Herbert Burns take him down easily. We've seen Brito take him down and have his back for a majority of the rounds. And, I lost money there too. And somehow he won a unanimous there. I don't know how. Ricardo Ramos wrestling him easily for 3 rounds is a bit of a red flag. Yeah, TJ Brown is a massive flake. He's a bit chinny. He's hittable. He's a bit spazzy. He gasses out. He has a lot of physical advantages, tons of physical advantages. He hits hard. He's a very strong wrestler. He seems to have good jiu-jitsu. He can lose position a lot, and he has a great arm triangle choke, which we've seen just in his last fight against Eric Silva. That was a pick-em fight. I passed on that one. There was a lot of back and forth. He dropped Silva, then took him down, then he got reversed, and then Silva took him down, then he got the reversal, and then he got the takedown in 3rd and got the arm triangle choke. And against Shona and Nilambeki, a bit of the same. I faded him there. You can never play him as a decent favorite. Yeah, what it comes down to is it's hard to play this dude Brown, but I just think he can get takedowns whenever he wants. Bill Algeo maybe out scrambles him. You can probably take him down too. TJ Brown, horrible takedown defense. I've seen Charles Rosa take him down of all people. But yeah, it's just how can you play Algeo as a favorite? You just can't. He's most likely going to get taken down. Not most likely. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 99% chance he'll get taken down in round 1, and I'll say 100% chance he gets taken down at some point in the whole fight. And you can come back and unsubscribe if it's not true. And I blame Chad. And yeah, you can't. It's I don't want to talk too much about it. It's a dog or pass. TJ Brown, if you're going to bet Algeo, you have to live bet him, right? You have to live bet him. He's got great cardio. Rounds 2 and 3, he's going to be sticking and moving. But TJ can get a takedown whenever he wants, even in round 3 when he's gassed. And it's just how can you play Algeria? So, yeah, it's TJL pass for me. Haven't locked anything in. It's just hard to, lock in a flake with your hard-earned money. So, yeah, well, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, falling along a similar train of thought. Basically, like for Bill, it's not as simple as like if we look at the Aljo versus Herbert Burns fight, right? It was fairly binary. We're like, all right, well, if he survives round one, that's it, right? There's nothing left for Burns. We know that's it. As far as this fight goes, it's not the same. TJ Brown is not, he's got one round and then he's totally done for, and there's nothing that can save him. So if you're betting Brown pre at these prices, give your fucking head a shake. That being said, I'm not totally enthusiastic about TJ Brown. I'm trying to come around to a bet on him pre, because I do think there are, as I look at scenarios of how the fight plays out, I think there are scenarios where he covers his price easily. But Bill is so volatile. It's hard to come around to a take that's like, this is what happens, right? Because who knows what happens when they start scrambling and shit goes on. I do think if you have to make a bet pre-fight, you have to bet TJ Brown. If you bet Bill minus 200 range, you're crazy. So I think Brown is a side. I'm trying to come around to swallowing that. Probably I don't, and I just wait it out. Maybe I do. Maybe I have a couple drinks Saturday, and I'm like, I'll fucking lock it in, and then he wins easily 2 rounds. But
close your eyes and pinch your nose, and
I might pinch my nose and play it.
You won't be able to taste it.
Honestly, you don't play Bill. Don't play Bill money line. Like, I just think that's a terrible play to make. I understand if you think he's gonna, scramble and wear him out. Play your fucking, 2-3 or your 3 decision, whatever the fuck it is, where he's gonna win round 2 or finish him in round 3. But how does he cover minus? What is he, minus 190, minus 200 somewhere? Like, fuck that. Fucking play.
It's essentially minus 200 on Bet365, which is, he doesn't. You look, go through his career. Maybe
when
Herbert Burns. There you go. He's covered against Herbert Burns. But can you say he covered, considering he was a fully locked in triangle choke?
He was what was he live? I bet him live. I forget. He was big plus.
I was in Serbia. I was watching at the beach. All my friends were like, "What are you doing, dude? Get off your phone." I'm like, I do gamble for a living when I come back to Australia. So
I'm waiting for the live bet, fellas. Burns got carried away for exhaustion by Gilbert. Like, that's not happening here. So don't play him. If you're tempted to play on this fight, just play Brown money line and leave it at that.
Yeah, you have to. And I've been thinking while you were talking, Brown decision wouldn't be bad if you want even bigger stakes, because there's no way in hell he's knocking out Algeria or submitting him. We've seen.
What's the decision?
I don't have it on Bet365. Maybe you can fill me in.
I'll check online. Go ahead, though.
And we'll move on. But yeah, I mean, I would be a little bit nervous about Bill by decision, even though he is a decision machine.
Plus 200. It's like, fuck. It's not worth it.
For TJ Brown?
Yeah, money line's plus 160. Fuck that.
That makes no sense. The bookies damn, I thought I was clever there.
Let's wait for 365 to drop a line.
They'll be better. Well, where are you looking? Just on Bet Online?
Yeah, fucking plus 160 money line, plus 200 decision. Yeah, no thanks. Fuck you, Bet Online. Your props are garbage.
No, that's horrible. Bet365 actually does have, I've noticed, like best round props and best decision props.
Method and round consistently the best. I'll hit method and round props at like plus 5,000, and they'll be like plus 2,000 on other books.
They're big, and when they opened up the double chance, it was just astronomical. It would be like 30 cents. I used to take advantage of those. Alrighty,
Kyle Baralho. Sorry, Kyle Baralho. Every time I bet him, I bet the sub/decision.
Yeah.
You get him at evens. Get him at like plus 110. I was like, all right, sure. Money line's minus 200. No problem.
I'm playing those less and less, but I'll tell you what, if you can get a good one, man, there's a time and a place for those double chances. You can get burnt. I almost played Grant versus Assunção.
Oh.
KO decision. How pissed off would I be when he got that inverted triangle choke against the 3rd degree black belt? But luckily, last minute, I just live bet him instead, which was also lucky. Which is, that's why I'm having my bad streak. Once you get the good luck, you just right after it comes the bad luck. Those bets can be good, man. Those bets can be good.
Very few guys I trust him with. Kyle, that was because this guy is not. He doesn't try to KO anyone. If he flatlines someone, so be it. But you need significant value on that compared to the other line, and you need to know they never go for this method of finishing, which is rare. But sometimes you can get legitimate 60 cents, 70 cents. You're like, why would you not take that?
You have to be. Yeah, you have to be really safe with them. Last time I got burnt badly with it, and that was one of my most tilting nights. It was when Jacoby fought Khalil, so a few things happened that day. I hedged off my what's that guy's? I forgot the guy that beat Dumas recently. Oh, friend. I hedged off my Josh friend with Gore KO decision, and then he got his guillotine choke, which was. I was like, you pay. Sometimes you pay. And then right after that, I proceed to make a mistake with Jacoby and Khalil, even though I was on Khalil pre-bet. But anyway, let's move on. Clay Guida.
Jacoby won. Sorry.
Nah, yeah, but there was no value on him.
But he won.
Yeah, that's fine, but
that was
there's no value. The judges will punish you usually. Clay Guida, Rafa Garcia. Take it away, man. I got to take a whiz. I'll be back. I know you take this one extensively.
Extensively. Yeah, take this one right before coming on here with my 35 minutes notice. I don't think there is a playable money line in this fight. I mean, if you were to have to play one, it would be Guida plus 230. But, we look at the last few Clay Guida fights. What have we seen? He wrestled Scott Holtzman last time out. He definitively lost round 1, and then Scott kind of faded after that. Prior to that, he got tapped by the impotent Claudio Puelles, which I lost money there. That sucked. But right before that, he beat Leonardo Santos after getting KO'd in round 1 pretty much. Another ref might stop that and have it be a KO1 Santos. It was a beating. Just quick taping this. Don't hate any sort of Garcia KO line. Plus 800. Maybe messing around KO1. Guida's due to die. I don't think he's going to wrestle with ease here. I think KO early rounds is very live for Garcia. Yeah, I mean, how much more does Clay have in him? I don't think that much. I'll take a stab on KO lines for Garcia. And, yeah, that's that for me. We'll see what Steve has got to say about it.
Oh, you're still talking? I can't believe it, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, I was breaking it down.
Nah, I'm talking crap. I heard everything, yeah. Well, what it comes down to is, I don't know. I can't really hit this line. It just reminds me of the last fight where I was passing on, the Holtzman fight. And I just kept flip-flopping. It's like, this is such a bad matchup for Guida. Holtzman with his elite takedown defense.
Retirement.
I know, that's fine. It didn't look that much different to me, honestly. He was still stuffing a lot of the takedowns. But honestly, I thought Guida performed better than, his tape. So sometimes it's just, you don't ever know with Guida. Sometimes he looks like he looks his age. And then other times he comes in there like he's fighting for his job. And he's just, that fight right there, I mean, he slows down in a lot of his fights. He slowed down against Madsen and a bunch of other fighters. Bobby Green, he slowed down quite a bit in round 3. And then he's just put it on, Holtzman. He seemed to get wowed by the crowd. And I was like, I played the number last minute because so much money came in on Holtzman. I was like, Jesus. At that point, I knew it was a retirement fight. I was like, you can't go wrong, he's going to fight for my money. And I thought that was a unanimous. And this feels the same, Rafa Garcia, he might knock him out. He's got all the power. He can probably take Guida down. I see some people saying Guida's never been taken down twice, blah, blah, blah. He can't be taken down. He just has really good get-ups. And, he's a great scrambler, and he won't let you consolidate. But he just still feels like there's a bit of value in Guida because how can it not be? If he comes out there fighting his game, if his cardio is on point, he's going to make Garcia work. Garcia, is beating. He's beaten Makashate. I cashed him there. I'm sure you did too. A lot of people did. Had a close fight with Close. I watched Ronson, Natan Levy. I actually played Grutzmarker. That was one of the ones where I taped that fight last, and I thought, I wouldn't like anything, and then just had that gut feeling, Grutzmarker is going to beat this guy as long as he doesn't get knocked out in the first. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a dog or pass. It's a dog or pass. It's just I'm probably just going to leave it like the Holtzman fight and see where the line goes. It's getting quite juiced. Yeah, Garcia by decision. If he's going to have a close decision, back and forth grapple fight with Guida, how can you play him, right? If you go back into his early career, when he fought Eric the Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, the dude just kept getting reversed by the Ghost Pepper, kept getting swept from mount, from half guard. No doubt has improved since then. That was 4 years ago. But yeah, dog or pass for me. I don't want to bang on too much about it. You happy to move on?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Alrighty.
Gutierrez.
I'll do this one just because this is the first fight I taped. Someone told me to look into it. They were curious on my opinion. And I left, not really wanting to invest any money on it. I felt like it felt like a dog or pass, but everything Gutierrez does is what Pedro is bad at in terms of footwork. Lateral footwork, left and right, sticks and moves. Pedro losing these kind of fights to like a washed Frankie Edgar already. I've been tossing between this is a step up for Gutierrez. There's got to be some value on Munoz, and I also don't want to throw my money away on Munoz, who still hasn't learned how to beat this type of opponent, right? Since Frankie Edgar, since getting lit up to a 30-27 on the feet by Aljo, to wash Dominic Cruz. Aldo's respectable. But the avenue that I looked into the calf kicks, and not many people are trying to kick Gutierrez. There is a few if you go into a lot of his fights. Doesn't take that long if you just fast forward and just look for calf kicks. And he seems to anticipate calf kicks a lot better. He either checks every single one or he moves out of the way and he just kind of rolls with him, the equivalent of rolling with him. Because he's always feinting, he's always ready. Whereas Munoz, when he's pressuring and he gets calf kicked properly, like he's getting thrown off his feet, by Aldo is getting dropped, he's losing his balance. At the start, he's good at checking. You would think he would have a good round 3, but Munoz usually has a bad round 3. That's when Aldo lit him up the most cleanly. Cruz lit him up the most cleanly. Frankie Edgar was starting to get clearer rounds later in the fight. When he did get his calf kick off for the first time in like 7 fights against Rivera, then he cruised. But if he doesn't get it off here, I don't think he's going to get it off here against Chris Gutierrez. It's just, I think we have a close striking fight, and I guess the values on Munoz. I just can't play him, man. I think he's old and slow, and just a good matchup for Gutierrez. It's weird they were giving Gutierrez bums his whole career, and then now Edgar and then Munoz. It's kind of like they want to set him up to progress in the rankings. Maybe because he knocked out Dana Bakary, and that guy had a bit of hype on him. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a dog or pass. If anything, I'll play Munoz by decision. Hopefully that's better than the other fight that we looked at, TJ Brown by decision.
Plus 350.
Yeah, a little bit better. I know. He cracks hard. He has a good guillotine. It's just Gutierrez is a bit of a weasel. Never been finished as far as I know. So I'll trust him to run away and lose a close competitive decision if Munoz does win, because Gutierrez can be a bit low volume. Hence the split decisions against bums like Corrales and De Freitas, etc., etc. But yeah, it's no strong lean here. What about you?
Yeah, like losing splits at the lower level is a red flag, but they're very quietly building him up. I don't know. It's clear Munoz is on his way out. They're giving him. He needs to have the calf kick to have any sort of success, and they're giving Gutierrez a guy that needs that, and Gutierrez can defend against that pretty well. I don't think Munoz has success calf kicking or leg kicking in general. So it's clear who they want to win this. I don't think there's value on betting Gutierrez money line. So enjoy. Hope Pedro has a fun, competitive bout. Maybe turns back the clock, but don't bet money on this. Fuck it.
Yeah, looks like we agree. A little bit of money coming on Munoz. Like I say, I'm still tossing up between. There's got to be some value, right? If he goes to decision, he's going to take one round, right? It's going to be 29-28 for Gutierrez, most likely.
Yeah, wait for that decision line to drop on other fucking books, maybe. I mean, even like Gutierrez plus 3.5. Or sorry, Munoz plus 3.5 is minus 165. So they're anticipating him to edge around. There's no real value in that prop, so
I mean, he will. I mean, he didn't. He got 30-27 by Jose Aldo, but Jose Aldo is good boxing
because you can't leg kick him at all.
Exactly, yeah. But he didn't really leg kick Cruz, and he still dropped Cruz with a big shot.
Yeah, and then Cruz run his shit for 2 more rounds. So
yeah. He hasn't learned, man. He honestly he kind of looked better than against O'Malley, believe it or not, of all people.
That fight, but that's the problem. That's the problem. You watch that, you're like, okay, like yeah, that's good, and you're like, okay, well, actually, no, that was bad. Initially watching, I was like, yeah, he did really good. He neutralized him. And then you're like, oh, actually, that kind of was terrible. Like,
yeah. Let's move on. I'll take this one away just because I know you have a play on the one after that, so I'll let you have all the beauty on that one. Ion Cutelaba, Tana Boza. What is there to say? A lot of money coming in on Cutelaba. I wish I got in on early. Full discretion, I did play on this current line on Cutelaba as well, because the more I think about it is, he does break and he does fall apart, and he's known for it. And it's, against people that can usually submit him. He loves, tapping early. He's a bit of a quitter. I know some people might not want to admit it, but he is definitely a quitter. And then, we've seen him knocked out against Kennedy and Chuku, and that guy does hit hard. I think he hits harder than Tanaboza. What it comes down to, man, is I think he wins round 1 a pretty high clip. He's going to take down Boza. Boza dropping down looks pretty good at light heavyweight. I'll give him that. Looks ripped. But this is the same guy that lost to Ilia Latifi. I remember playing Latifi by decision in that one. Back in the day, I was still sweating bullets when he grabbed his eye and felt it. But he's just like, Latifi's a wet blanket, and he's a smaller light heavyweight than Ion, and just Tana couldn't do anything. And I passed on that Nascimento fight, which was a mistake on my part. I just thought Nascimento was live to get KO'd, and he couldn't knock him out. And Nascimento took him down 3 times in every single round, or 1 time each, across 3 rounds. And it's like, this guy has awful wrestling, and he's like a jiu-jitsu dude, unathletic jiu-jitsu dude, and he's getting in on your hips and he's taking you down. Not only that, he wobbled Boza in the first round. So he took him down and he cracked him and he hurt him. It's just a beautiful 10-9 there against Nascimento. And now he's fighting Cutelaba, who's going to crack, who's going to have no trouble taking him down, unless he's made some drastic improvements. Maybe you think he has. I am seeing some improvements fight to fight. He's not going to have the speed that he usually has against old lumbering heavyweights. He's just going to do his little calf kick and occasional overhand from the outside, and I guess he's going to volume Cutelaba. But at any point Cutelaba goes for a takedown, he's going to be on his back. And then it's like, does he get finished? I know Cutelaba's going to go straight to mount like he usually does. He went to mount with Clark. He had a 10-8 against Jacoby. Yeah, there's no submission upside for Boza whatsoever. I think Cutelaba's chin is very good. He was cracked by Kennedy, but I think he ate 2 knees right on the dome. He did a double right into the knee. And then he just ate a bunch of shots, and he still took ground and pound to knock him out. I do have this current line. I'm probably going to cash it out. He feels forced. But I think he wins round 1 at a super, super high clip. I mean, I'm sure you remember, didn't Boza have a really competitive round 1 against OSP as well, right? Until OSP decided to take him down in the second. So even if he's striking, he's not like Dustin Jacoby level of striking. He's just, he's just going to do what Clark does, back up, calf kick, and then just wait for Pudilová to take him down again and win rounds 2 and wins round 3. So I get it. I wish I got Pick'em. This is one of those fights at Pick'em that I actually do feel like I would have had an edge. But yeah, it's hard to trust. It's hard to trust him. I'll probably cash out this $1.72. It's probably where I line it. But I mean, it could look like the Clark fight, honestly. What about you, mate?
Yeah, it's one where I don't think you need to play pre. I mean, if you're very confident in Ion, he gets him out of there, right? Although I have seen people betting Ion decision, which is plus 750 or something, which actually is not that bad. Because if he's containing the gas tank, right, and he's taking it easy, it makes sense, right? If he's not going spaz mode, trying to finish, gets a takedown, rides it out on top, does it again round 2, and then, does his thing, manages to survive round 3. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I think that's actually sort of a likely outcome. The thing is, okay, takedown defense. What's the difference between heavyweight and light heavyweight? And Boser was a small heavyweight. We'll be real. He's known he's a small heavyweight. People have said it. He didn't want to cut down. Then he lost a couple, and he's like, okay, well, I can. He's shredded. He's not coming down as a fat cunt. He's in good shape. So he's obviously done it right. That doesn't make you a savant at defending takedowns, but obviously it's easier to defend takedowns down a weight class. I mean, look at Kevin Holland from 185 to 170, right? That being said, Ion is a hoss, and he should be able to throw him around round 1. I don't really feel a need to get involved on the Boser side pre-flop. If Ion takes him down in round 1, you're looking at plus 200 live. Why should I bet pre-fight on Boser? And also you get to see a little live take of what he looks like at down a weight class. So I don't think you have an edge pre. Honestly, I really don't. I've lost money on Ion. I've won money with him. I've probably lost more. Fuck that. Sit back, kick back, put your feet up. Wait to see what happens round 1. If Ion's working hard and breathing heavy, take that live bet on Boser. If not, just chill. You don't have to bet a bunch of money pre-fight on every fight. That's it.
100%, man. You got the BigSteve attitude right there. It's a good way to the top.
Yeah.
I just had a bit of the line moved, and I just locked it in just in case he moved some more. But yeah, there's no way you can play Boser at pre-bet. The guy's not that good of a fighter. If you look at his career, OSP, Nascimento, Latifi, Arlovsky, Pessoa, Lins, it's red flag city, right? Daniel Spitz, that's it. That's his UFC career. And
if I knew he was a killer coming out in round 2, 3, right? He got grappled a bit, but he's coming out. He's got hands of steel, right? He doesn't. He's not a heavy hitter. He's not that guy. So if he drops 2 rounds from grappling, or maybe he gets grappled round 1, and then round 2 is competitive, but gets put on his back and then stuck there. He's not guaranteed to come out there swinging hammers round 3. He's not that guy. He's not a killer. So fuck. What are you doing with your money pre-fight?
That's it. Let him know, mate. Let him know.
Hell yeah.
Let me just address some of these comments, and then I'll let you take away your fight, mate.
Right ahead.
The one that I'm going to rip into. No, I'm kidding. Don't you reckon Azamat looks like Paul Shack in this topology picture?
No. Paul Shack's far more alpha.
After a week on a bender with the 5 o'clock shadow. All right, this SC for all. Is this Puerto Rican from Sherdog, mate? Let me know. David L. Sharp man from the Discord. Even Guida being a decent sized underdog, it's impossible for me to bet a 41-year-old against a 28-year-old. Look, if you've been avoiding betting Guida, man, he's been cashing some bets, some big dog bets. If Munoz grapples, it could be pretty easy. Chris G is looking completely clueless on the ground. That's one aspect. Whenever Chris loses, it's because he gets taken down at least once. But he's just, again, his takedown defense is not that bad, and Munoz is trash. Mr. West, let's go, Steve. How are you, mate? Abraham Khan, much love from Oklahoma, my brothers. I'm going to rewind because it's getting late. I wanted to show some love. Oklahoma, right? One day. Is that like Alabama? Did they do the same thing as Oklahoma over there? Oh, you're from Canada. You wouldn't know, Chad. It's all good.
West Virginia.
It's probably like out Tasmania. all the Australian listeners. Alrighty, Dustin Jacoby, Azamat Mezicano. Take it away, son.
Yeah, I bet Jacoby opener -145, decent amount. I had good money on Tayfon and Chukwi versus Azamat Mirzakhanov when that happened. I think he kind of sucks, and people don't take that kindly. I just think striking wise, all right. Let's look at it. Okay, if this purely took place on the feet, Jacoby is what? 70%. People can disagree. That's fine. I think Mirzakhanov is nothing but an overhand, and an overhand as he's staring at the floor. Go watch his fucking tape. Every time he throws that, he looks literally at the floor and throws it over. He's off balance. He sucks. If Jacoby managed to get knocked out by that, so be it. His team didn't do the work. It sucks. I'll lose my money. But this man is not a good MMA fighter. Jacoby should light him up standing. Is he going to get takedowns? I doubt it. Maybe he does. Even if he does, I think Jacoby covers. Fuck this guy, man. Tayfon was on his way to an easy win before this cunt threw a flying knee with the last vestiges of the power bestowed upon him by his garbage ass. I am not biased, but no, for real, Jacoby is a far better MMA fighter. He should fuck him. -145. What are the odds on that? I gotta check my fucking calculator. That's 59%. I got Jacoby winning this at like 75%. Mirzakhanov is not good. My take.
Interesting. Yeah. What this? Look, I'm not saying it's a bad bet. That's a good price. What did you say? What did you say to open that bet?
I hit it -145. I believe that's the opener.
-140. Yeah. They respect Jacoby. Look, so there's a few things for me here, right? A few things for me here. So first thing is, I think Jacoby's, from all my tape I've done him, is a little bit overrated. Right? It kind of goes back to the Max and Grisham fight where he got lucky with the win there. I had money on him. I was very lucky. The Ian Pudilová fight, I had money on them too live, and the guy was still getting hit clean against the gas Pudilová. It's just the whole hands low style. The camp that he's from. Maybe you can correct me. The Safe Saud camp, or no, Montoya. It's Montoya, right? Just the leg kickers and fight very technically. I did fade him against Olianchik, and 1-1 into the third, whatever. I was injured there, so he couldn't kick. But ultimately, everything I know about this guy is why I faded him against Khalil Roundtree too, right? And say what you will, he got robbed. He was the cleanest striker, but
he won that fight realistically. I mean,
that's fine. It is what it is. But he lost that fight because it's the way he fights. He has his hands low. And he's just a jab and a calf kicker, and he's eating shots on the head while he's trying to counter. And Khalil was just throwing haymakers, and he was hitting him clean on the head, and he was busted up by the end of the third round fight. And looking at that, that was the tilting card where I heads with Gore KO decision. So it got even worse. I had Khalil pre, and then I hammered Jacoby live because I thought Khalil was going to gas, and then Jacoby did what he did, and I was like, you just lost round 3 clear, man, to a gassed Khalil. And honestly, Khalil fought the perfect fight. I don't think he was gassed, but he went out hard. He went hard at the end of each round to try and steal it, and obviously he did.
Jacoby landed more head strikes round 3 and round 1.
He, from memory, that fight, I thought the Khalil one, it was clearest round was round 3 from my memory.
Round 3, he got outlanded to the head, clearly.
No, maybe I'm wrong then. But to my eyes anyway.
Just guaranteed, I promise you.
All right. And yeah, and I feel like it's the same thing here, right? Obviously, he's going to have the more volume. He's bigger. He's got better cardio, steady pace. And Azamat is going to have that overhand, right? I bet Azamat, against Sheffield, against Tafon. I got lucky there. It was 1-1. He looked like he was slowing down. But again, disrespect. He was landing that overhand right, overhand left, over and over and over again. And then in round 3, he did it again. And he wobbled Tafon. And then he just timed the beautiful. He feinted and timed the beautiful knee. So he set it up, man. He set it up. And I said, when everyone was betting Clark and the line was coming down heaps on Clark, I waited, and then I put a bomb on Azamat. And I said, you guys are fading him with the wrong dude. Tafon was a tough matchup. He's just a plotting, durable guy that was going to pressure him. And if he couldn't knock him out, he was going to get gassed, which he did. I got lucky with that. I kind of forced that bet.
Sure.
I got lucky in round 3, but on Clark, he's not that guy. He's just going to back up Clark, and he's going to light him up, and he's going to knock him out, which he did. This fight, I have to look into it. That's why I let you talk first. But minus 200, man. I'm not rushing to bet Jacoby at minus 200.
Don't.
Yeah, it's just like that's why I asked you at the start. What did you get him at?
But minus 145. But the lines come all the way back in.
Yeah. Well, not for me yet. I'm lagging, but I'm hearing that he is coming back. So
he's minus 156 on Bet Online.
I'll have to quickly tape it because obviously maybe I do come around to Azamat, and obviously this line right now is the best it's going to be if it is coming back around.
If you're going to come back around, just lock it up on 365.
Yeah. That's my main bookie anyways.
Yeah,
I did this whole thing, mate. It's all good.
Yeah. No, well, lock it up now because it'll come back in. It's already come all the way back in on Bet Online. So
yeah. I think people are just seeing that Khalil fight, and it's not the first time, man. Khalil. The other guy, I forgot his name, the little Polish dude, Mikhail.
Yeah, Alexejczuk.
Yeah, he fights with his hands low, and but I have to tape it. It's just a current line. It's a dog or pass. Azamat's. If you're not going to pressure Azamat and eat bombs like Tafon did, like I said, that was a tough matchup. He was a punching bag until Azamat was tired, and then he just kept coming. I guess Jacoby can do the same thing. Jacoby also has his hands low, eats punches, and then eventually just jabs and calf kicks you and beats you. But yeah. I'm gonna leave it at for now. I don't have much on it. Sure. I don't have anything on it. But yeah, I'm glad you taped this one and you have a play on it, so you can fill in
minus the 145. Give me Jacoby. Fuck Azamat. If I lose here, 10 units against him next fight. That's it.
How tilted are you going to be if you lose? Yeah.
Like I won't be that tilted. I'll be honest. Like I lost against Tafon. I think what did I have 2 units and. That should have won. It lost. That sucked. Against Clark, I only had half a unit because I don't trust Clark. So I've lost 2.5 units so far. If I lose here, it'll be 5.
Yeah.
And then I'll just put 11 on him next fight and I'll win. That's it. We're fine.
Yeah. Looks like even 5 units is not enough for someone to learn a lesson, I guess. But that's why everyone's different, I guess. Sure. Co-main event. We've gone a little bit longer than I wanted to, but that's fine. Barboza's versus Billy Q. You want to take this one, or would you rather take the main event?
No, I don't care. I'm good. I'll do either.
Cool. I'll take it away. Whatever. I just think Billy Q is going to be a punching bag early. There's a lot of the good thing about this fight. There's a lot of relevant tape. We've seen Billy Q get the crap kicked out of him by Tucker. We've seen him get the crap kicked out of him by Burgos, which, bit of MMA math there. Burgos also fought Barboza. He got his calf kick destroyed, which Barboza's going to do. He couldn't come back and he couldn't finish Burgos like he does to a lot of these people. Alex Hernandez kicked the crap out of him. You can't lie about this guy. He's a bit flimsy. He's a bit noodly. He's a bit like Bill Algeo. His takedowns are awful. He bends at the waist. He goes for wrestling like a chick. I think he's very, very lucky that he cracked Mowgli with a big overhand right at the start of that fight. All of a sudden, Mowgli's takedown defense went outside, like out the window after that. He usually does have good takedown defense. Even then, in round 3, after all that damage, he dropped him with a straight left. So I think that was a good fight in terms of how they fight. Mowgli, good kicker as well. But Barbosa, Barbosa is got a lot better footwork, a lot better takedown defense. He's going to be kicking the crap out of Quarantillo early. He does seem a little bit washed. He's getting a lot more dropped. Giga knocked him out. Lost money there. I just thought he was gonna. What happened in the Qatar fight? I thought we were gonna see that.
And we were about to.
Yeah, it looked like
Giga looked tired, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Especially the way he was fighting. It's the one time Barbosa was pressuring and Giga was actually skirting the octagon the whole time. And I was like, dude, this is perfect. Just keep running away, dude. And Barbosa was checking everything. And then it just a bit of a meme. I'm not a guy for memes, but that's that overhand doesn't hit.
He was done.
Yeah, Barbosa has his way with him, and that's right. I got it back on Qatar, and and he didn't look that bad, man. But yeah, he's getting he got knocked out there. He didn't look bad against Burgos. That was one fight before. It actually surprised me. But yeah, he's dropped by Mitchell. I actually thought he was going to look really washed, but retaping that fight, you got dropped by a big left hand. Mitchell has dropped people before, Bobby Muffet with that left hand, and got up straight away and finished the round pressuring. Round 2 again, got taken down straight away. Round 3 got taken down, didn't get up, and it's like, okay, that's really good wrestler, and he's not going to have that against Billy. Billy's just going to pressure forward. He's going to be there to be hit, be there to be calf kicked. His wrestling's going to suck. The only thing I'm nervous about is that big overhand right, which is, I feel like if he hits one of those, like against Mowgli, he's going to drop Barbosa, and then hopefully it's not all downhill. But I feel like there's a bit of value in Barbosa. Again, like a lot of these fights, you can't hit Billy pre. But then again, I don't want to say you can't, because I said the same thing about Hernandez and my boy Scrap. He goes, I don't want to miss out on this opportunity against Hernandez. So he just hit Quarantillo a juice, and he cashed that bet. It's fine. But man, Billy was bloodied up and on his back for most of the round, and he was hitting calf kicks. I guess you can say, can he survive the onslaught of Barbosa? Then I guess he's still a good play. But yeah, there's a few things. Ultimately, I think I'll pass. I'll probably pass on the dog. 37. Is he 37?
Yeah.
37. He loses round 3 at a pretty high clip. Dan Ige fight, dropped Dan Ige, and then didn't get up off his back in round 3. Makwan, that was on my best day ever. Dropped him twice, and then again didn't get up in round 3 against the Makwan, pretty gassy. Mitchell put up a fight, didn't get up in round 3. Obviously knocked out Burgos in round 3. But I think Billy is a worse version of Shane Burgos. And I think you're very brave, and you're just thinking that he's going to survive the onslaught and he's going to take over Barbosa in rounds 2 and 3. But what if he doesn't, man? What if he doesn't? He's very durable, but he was almost knocked out by Burgos, dude. Burgos is not a heavy hitter. He just kind of pressures and rips the body and drowns people with his cardio. So I wish I had a good play with all the shit that I was talking, but
I don't think there's a good play.
Yeah, maybe the under, but it's minus money. It's kind of juicy. I can see Billy just kind of sitting on him in round 3, and Barbosa surviving.
Well, that's the thing. The competitive round 1, Barbosa hurts him, whatever. Round 2, Barbosa lands early, and then Billy takes him down, and then edges the decision. Like, well, where's the big edge? Where's the big edge? I mean, if you favor Barbosa in the sense of he's going to keep it standing, he's going to light him up. Barbosa round 1 KO. It's very he might chew up that leg, he might fuck him up. I like Billy Q a lot, but goddamn, Barbosa's not a flake. Like,
not at all.
He's gonna be in that bitch. I'd rather play Billy Q 3 decision than anything else. And that's, that is also taking into account, like, Barbosa fucking him up round 1, like chewing up the leg, being a pain in the ass, and then doing his thing. Yeah, Billy, well, we'll see the prices. Billy 3 decision. Maybe I play it, but what do we got here, fellas? Come on. This is a great fight. Where's your edge? I don't see it. We don't know. My opinion.
The best edge is Barbosa, hands down, because at a pretty high clip, he probably wins round 1.
Sure, yeah. If you can edge off live, you have to bet him pre, but you can also just not.
Hey, I just said we had Mr. Quinn share the podcast.
Who?
What a guy. Quinn.
Oh, Quinn MMA. No way.
Nice guy. Anyway, main event, mate. Take it away. Keep it snappy if you got nothing on it. I want to get out of here.
Yeah, sure. I got to piss real bad. Like I said, Big Max fanboy, but yeah, fuck no. I think Arnold Allen could have some good success here early. I'd rather just chill, wait, and see if there's any entry for me live on Max. If not, I'm good with it. I don't see a reason to lay a ton of fucking juice on Max pre when I think Arnold competes early. So if you like Max, fine. But I just don't see the value of laying minus 180 on him when I think it's actually very competitive early rounds. So no thank you. Props, we can have another discussion, but no thank you, money line. That's it.
Beautiful, mate. I agree. I thought I'll maybe see some decline in Max. And honestly, after taping, I just came out thinking, I think this is a pretty similar guy, you know. I think what he tried to do, what he always does to Yaya, and he kind of did, but it's just Yaya is just a hard guy to deal with. And he went toe-to-toe with Yaya for 5 rounds. We've seen Josh Emmett try to do that, and it just doesn't work, you know. And then he tried to do the same thing against Volk. You know, he was pressuring, and the round 1 and 2 was more competitive than I remember. It's just Volk just being that one extra level above him. And, you know, I skipped the Qatar fight because I've taped it so many times. I don't know exactly how it went. And I faded at Qatar there because I think, wasn't Max an underdog in that fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, Qatar's not that guy. Qatar compared to Allen, you know, I faded Qatar in a 5-rounder against Emmett. I think people know already. He's just can't fight on the back foot, which is a recipe for disaster, whereas Allen can fight on the back foot. He likes to skirt and he backs up. And some people saying, you know, that Qatar fight was competitive until the knee blow. That was a clear round 1, Allen, man. He was making his reads, and whenever he let his hands go, he looked about 3 levels faster and more sharper than Qatar. He looked like he hit a lot harder as well. His defense was beautiful. He didn't get out of the first gear. And then, you know, unfortunately, Qatar messed up his knee, but I think Allen was going to cruise. I would have loved to see him go deep because I still have questions about his cardio, and that's what's annoying me. That's why I can't lay anything confident on here. Definitely can't bet Max Holloway at this price.
No.
I get it, though. I get it. When I retaped, I was like, I think Max still has it. He's still doing the volume. He's still doing the durability, you know. And it's like, if Allen backs up, he might have some success early because he's so much faster. And when he lets his hands go, I think he can drop Max. He can be the first guy to drop Max.
If he goes full retard throw hands mode like he did against Hooker, I think it's bad for him overall. But
it is in a 5-rounder. That's the problem. That's
he's just like going like this, like he did against Hooker. That's what he did. Let's be real. There was no technique. He literally was just going 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Like, come on, that's what.
Except they weren't like that. They're all hooks. They were like left right hooks.
Sure, yeah. Well, he did that too, but it was brutal. Like, let's be real.
It was, but he doesn't usually fight like that. He doesn't.
He said he had no vision or some shit. So who knows?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't fight like that. But he does do that to steal rounds. He does do that. Like he did it. Like nothing against Qatar, and then one flurry, and I was like, easy Allen round. I think the guy is smart. And the one fight that he gassed out in was the Yusuf fight, and he wrestled and he had success. And it's not easy to wrestle Yusuf, man. If you take that guy has good wrestling of his own. So go on.
If he tries to wrestle to steal rounds against Max, he's gonna lose.
No, I'm not. I agree with that. It's just I'm saying in terms of why he looked off because a lot of people were fighting him against Qatar, when I think Allen is a much better fighter than Qatar, and he's also a much better fighter than Emmett. I just think people are been trying to fade Allen for a while now, and now the money's just they're like Max is the guy, which he probably is. But he's just not at this price for me.
5-rounders, everyone's gonna want to fade this guy until he proves different. That's it.
Yeah, and the only fight I skipped because I too many fights. I skipped Carney, Nick Lentz. Did he slow down in that one?
I didn't tape it on the lead up.
Yeah. Oh, it's a dogger pass. It's a dogger pass. And if I am going to bet Max, I'll just wait to see how it looks. I'll wait to see how he looks.
I would like to see it after last fight. Maybe Max comes out and dog walks him. I mean, it's Max Holloway. Would we be shocked if he fucking puts it on him early? But
he's dropping around to Alan. 100% he's dropping around.
I would think so. So give me that live entry if I think it's there. If not, whatever.
Cool. All right. Herb Dean, the gold standard, is telling us that Alan only rehydrated 9 or 8 pounds in the Yusuf fight. Normally he rehydrates 20 pounds. That's a massive difference. There we go.
Okay.
Narrative is in.
We got it.
Let's do the best bets, mate. All right. So number 1 is Azamat. So you don't have to tell me about that one, right? Am I wrong? No, Jacoby.
Yeah, give me Jacoby. Give me Jacoby easy.
Do you have a second best bet or not? You haven't locked anything else in? There's no pressure if you haven't. We can just leave it at that. Keep the record nice and clean.
Give me Jacoby.
All right. So let's just say you put all your eggs in one basket for that one.
Sure. If he loses, I'll kill myself.
That's fine. It's about time anyway. All right. And for my best bets, shit. Last week it was holding by KO and the main event doesn't go, which I wish I played that in the end. But yeah, this week I've got Herman locked in. Jesus Christ.
That better not be your best bet.
I mean, dude, it's gonna have to be. It's one of those. I'm gonna have plays. It's just tune in when the props open up. It was like last week. I told Lucrative I'm gonna have a lot of plays, and I ended up sweeping the card until the main event.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's things I like. I need to sit on them. I need to simmer on it.
Sure.
Jump in the Twitter. Jump in the Discord. I'll be posting him as final bets. But look, I got Ed Herman. Fuck it. I have to give a best bet. The other player I'm going to play is Phillips. Jesus.
Your 2 best bets. All right, got it.
All right. It is what it is, man.
No, we're good. We got it. I got to piss so bad.
I have to do what I have to do. So, Ed Herman, let's go. And, fucking Phillips, which I haven't even locked in. But yeah.
Plus money plays, dude. You got him.
There'll be half unit at best. But I also don't mind Phillips by sub. I think that's playing good. But yeah. You got anything to add, mate?
Nothing, dude. That's it.
Let's go, Daz. 40 plus. Let's go. You can't go wrong. Hate that everyone is on it, but
oh yeah.
Whatever. Let's go, Zach Cummings. Show me you can cover, mate. You can cover more than 70%. Like and subscribe. Jump in the Discord. Like and subscribe to Chad. If you don't want to subscribe to him, but you want his picks, he's in my Discord too. So I'm using him to take money from you guys. Other than that, thank you, Chad, man. Thanks for jumping in last minute. You're the best.
Sure.
And I think you got some good reads. And,
I hope so this week. We'll figure it out and we'll make it work. We're all going to make money this week. I'm confident.
The last time you killed it, you were on the big brain. So let's see. Let's see again. Last time you were really confident on Lins against OSB.
I was. And
crushed. So yeah, good luck, man. Good luck.
Brother.
Thanks for everyone for tuning in. And once I tape, I'll talk to you about the Azamat. I'll see if I agree with you.
Yeah, let's talk it through.
Thanks for listening. Good luck on your picks. Have a good one.